This adventure starts right above the Arctic Circle in one of the most remote parts of Russia. Today we are traveling on one of the very rare trains that come all the way up here to visit a coal mining town that was once rich and prosperous at the times of the Soviet Union, but which is now rapidly dying, as more and more people leave this town every year in search for a better future.
Guys, I'm a few hours into a train journey which is taking me as north as humanly possible. My destination for today is a former gulag town in the Arctic Circle, and you might have heard about it because it's considered to be one of the most depressing towns to live in Russia, with a shrinking population and lots of abandoned Soviet buildings. Guys, we will soon be arriving in Vorkuta. Wow, check out the tundra landscape. It's permafrost here, so the underground is frozen all year round, and that means no chance for vegetation to grow, apart from maybe small bushes. And by the way, there are no roads leading to Vorkuta, and the only way you can get to Vorkuta is either by rail, as I'm doing, or by plane, if the weather allows. It's a really remote place. I think almost no one left on my carriage. On the train towards Vorkuta, not many people go into half-abandoned former gulag towns in the Arctic. I wonder why.
Спасибо, до свидания.
Check out the sights of Vorkuta in the summer. There's an abandoned restaurant. I just jumped on this bus from the railway station to the center of Vorkuta. Wow, and this bus is just so old and so loud. This town once had 115,000 people living in it. And this town now, Vorkuta, has not even 50,000 inhabitants. And in this town now, you can buy apartments for as low as 1 ruble. And why is that? Because living here is absolutely miserable. The Soviets colonized this part of Russia, this part of the world, just because they wanted to take advantage of the coal mines. But now that the coal industry has fallen into disrepair, why would people live here? I mean, it's freezing. During the winter, it gets as low as -40, -50. During the summer, it's a bit better, but you still can have sub-zero temperatures during the summer. And the wind blows like it's crazy. We're so close to the Arctic Ocean, and there are no mountains in between, of course, like in the rest of Russia. Wow, check this out. This is Lenin Street, and I have to say, this is one of the emptiest Lenin streets I've ever seen in Russia. I mean, it's pretty big, but you just don't have that many people considering the size of this main street of Vorkuta. Wow, walking around the streets of Vorkuta, it definitely gives you the impression of being a dying town. A town whose people wish that they could go back to the times of the Soviet Union. And that's why you see many writings, like for example this one on the top of this building, Больше угля родине, over there, which means please give even more coal to our motherland, to our Soviet motherland. Such silence here. Can you see that? Look at that! Oh my god! The flag of the Soviet Union is being waved here in Vorkuta still to this day. Well, I told you that many of the residents of Vorkuta wish they could go back in time to the time of the Soviet Union. Look at this. Oh, the things that you see in Vorkuta. I mean, you see crazy things in Russia usually. You see even crazier things in Vorkuta. Check this out, an abandoned Lada. Without the window, and the snow of course fell inside during winter. All the electronics were taken away. Wow! Just look at this landscape right here! I made it! Vorkuta. I made it to Vorkuta. How crazy is that? You see another abandoned residential building right here. And of course, most of these abandoned buildings are made inaccessible due to the weather, because look at this. This is a good meter of snow and dirt and coal, which has deposited onto the snow that has been falling in Vorkuta. It does cost a lot of money for the local administration to tear these buildings down. And that's why they're left to stand like this. And they do contribute to the atmosphere, to the general impression that you get of Vorkuta, which is that of a ghost town. And buildings like these are to be found all over the center of Vorkuta. And now I'm even more interested in seeing what I can find on the outskirts. So I'll just wait here for a bus to take me there. In the north of Russia, everything is more expensive because, I mean, you have to import everything. You have to import food, gas becomes more expensive, and that's why I had to pay 39 rubles for my ticket to the outskirts of Vorkuta, which is around double of what you usually pay for a ticket in Russia. So everything is definitely more expensive in northern Russia, especially here in such a remote part. Oh man, the roads are horrible. Спасибо. Check this out. The outskirts of Vorkuta definitely do look like a ghost town. I'm in the village of Severney, some 5 kilometers north of the center of Vorkuta. And all of this is abandoned. There are just a few people who got off at the same stop as I did, but most of the houses and most of the buildings are just abandoned, like this one and that one and the one behind it. Alright guys, I found one of the surviving people in this village. А как тебя зовут еще раз? Степан. Степан, хорошо, меня зовут Давид. So he agreed to take me on an excursion around the abandoned buildings of Северный. Заброшенные дома. Можно войти?
Можно, да?
Хорошо. Ну как жить здесь?
Ну, зимой бывает очень плохо из-за морозов. В этом году было очень холодно, из-за того, что было под 50 градусов.
А сколько людей еще живут здесь?
На северном, ну, может быть, около 1000. Нет,
Only
мало.
1,000 people living here. А почему не двигаетесь в Vorkutu?
В самом городе квартиры очень дорогие.
Wow, guys, look at what we found! Wow! Like, this is the creepiest Lenin you could ever find. Jesus! Oh, there is a car passing by. And look at this. А знаешь чуть по-английски изучаешь?
Ну, чуть-чуть.
Wow, this was the old Dom Kulture, the house of culture that you see in every single town in Russia. And you have one in Severny as well. It's just that it's abandoned. Look at it. Это работает, значит, что посетители могут...
Да, ходят, занимаются танцами, вокалом.
I thought this Dome of Culture was abandoned, but apparently it isn't. I mean, it definitely looks like... Ну, можно сказать, выглядит как заброшенный. Да. At least that. Give me that, please. It definitely does look abandoned, but apparently, according to Stepan, it's not. Wow. And you see there the flag of the Komi Republic, the flag of Russia. We're still in Russia. And look at this. Wow. Just behind Lenin. And look at Lenin, how like he's leaning forward somehow. Oh man, the wind is just blowing like crazy. And this is one of the 3 schools of Severny. And just imagine that Stepan was telling me how back a few years ago Severny had 3 working schools, and now of those 3 only one is still working to this day. Oh Jesus, my Jordans are definitely not going to survive this day in Vorkuta as we make our way to the abandoned school of Severny. Look at this. А сколько лет назад это работало? Очень много, я думаю.
Ну
Во
да.
время СССР?
Да, да.
Ага. А где, когда ты был маленьким, где ты был в школе? В Северной?
Да, я здесь был. Учусь здесь.
До скольких лет?
До 15, до 9 класса.
А после этого люди в Vorkutu, в университете или
кто-то,
как?
да, кто-то так делает, а кто-то продолжает учиться до 11 класса и потом уезжает.
Ага. И только в Vorkutu или какие? Если человек хочет в университет, куда? В Сыктывкар? В
Да.
Укту? Да? В Москву даже, может
Да,
быть?
много.
Just imagine being a kid in this part of the world, right? What is this for? Oh, you see some kids with a dog over there? With a husky dog. So I'm not the only one who's out and about exploring Soviet stuff here in Vorkuta today. Ah, fuck again. I just keep getting my feet into the snow and water. And now look, and I think the temperature is below zero, and I've got wet feet in my Jordans in below zero temperature. Wow, what a situation. And I've still got a lot that I want to do here in Vorkuta today. Oh man, this is not going well at all. But yeah, look at this. This is why Stepan was saying and was telling me how people are leaving this place for a better future, in hope of a better future, because the alternative and the present and the past looks exactly like this. We got back on the asphalt and there's a shop over there. А там работает магазин?
Да?
Да, работает.
Да.
А обуви не продаются?
Нет.
Нет, к сожалению. I would definitely buy some new pair of shoes now. Просто не понимаю, как жить. У вас зима. Ну, может, вы не считаете, что эту зиму. Но для меня это зима. И просто не понимаю, как у вас жить. Когда зима длится 10 месяцев, 11 месяцев. Лето, какие температуры? Сколько градусов
До
у вас?
30 доходит, бывает.
До
Бывает,
30?
Да, до 30 бывает.
Летом?
Да.
Ну, обычно средняя.
В среднем 20 градусов где-то.
Хорошо, в августе.
В июле, в августе, да.
Это неплохо тогда. Но зимой, да.
Зимой, да.
Минус 50, минус
Да.
4. И что делать зимой?
Ну, когда вот такая вот температура бывает, закрывают дорогу. С северного нельзя попасть в город, закрывают дорогу,
Да?
чтобы не было аварийных
Ага,
ситуаций.
понял. Проблем ветер и снега зимой, да?
Такие вот погодные условия, люди на учебу не едут. Самая минимальная температура, рекорд по минимальной температуре, это минус 52 градуса.
How would you guys feel in minus 52 Celsius? It's a good thing that I came in summer. Детская поликлиника. А может, что зимой снег здесь внутри, да? Может, да? Wow, let's climb up the stairs. О, ты так быстро двигаешься, как ты очень привык к этому, а я нет. Oh man, that's scary. Wow, look at this. This maybe was the waiting room of the pediatric hospital. So many chairs. Well, Stepan is really keen on going to the balcony. Wow, check the view. There's one abandoned building, there's another abandoned building. There are some Khrushchevkas which are not abandoned. For example, this one to the left as well. Wow. А где ты живешь?
Я живу в той стороне.
А почему это сломало? Люди это сделали или просто погода?
Люди,
Люди, да?
которые просто постоянно пьют, которым деньги нужны только для
Которые постоянно пьяные.
Да. Вот, они берут, воруют это, сдают куда-нибудь, получают за это деньги и тут опять пить.
And this is what you're left with. Wow, you see that? That lady just stole a chair from the hospital. She just went inside and she just took it. А бары, рестораны здесь?
Кафе есть только.
Кафе есть?
Именно на Северном только кафе есть.
Ага. Хочешь в кафе попозже?
Можем сходить, если оно, конечно, не закрыто.
We'll go and try out the only cafe in the whole of Северный. Right, guys, I'm going to check out the only cafe that you can find in the village. Пойдем. Туда? О, красиво. Здравствуйте. Alright guys, I ordered myself some pizza for me and Stepan, some chai, here in the most remote cafe I've ever been at in my life, so let's try it out. Feels like back at home. Отвлечение.
У нас есть театр, у нас есть кино, парк есть в городе.
Дома видеоигры, компьютер,
Да,
что?
это всё
PlayStation,
есть.
всё
Телевизор
есть,
в
да?
основном,
Интернет.
Да, да.
Мгм.
Это все есть, этого достаточно.
Какие игры?
Counter-Strike обычно.
Да? Хорошо. Можно посещать? Let's go back to the bright lights of Северный. This way, possibly. Wow!